So today we'll discuss about the zip and unzip concepts. Some lambda functions inside the lambda function. We have three functions again: map function, filter function, and reduce function. We'll learn how we'll get familiar with those terminologies: map, filter, and reduce. So in tomorrow's class, we'll be focusing on iterators and generators.
Okay.
So basically, GIF functions are used to combine the multiple iterables, in the sense multiple values together. GIF function is used to combine multiple values together. Here you can see 1, 2, 3, ABC, like that it's there. So this element is separate, A element is separate, 2 is separate, this is having one index, this is also having one index, 3 is having one index, and C is also having one index. When I am using the GIF function, what exactly it will do is, so it will combine the elements from the two different variables. A is one variable and B is also one variable, and we are combining the elements from two different variables. So maximum many of the people, they will use the tuple when we are working with the GIF function. Many of the people, they will use the tuples. Okay, tuple, why only tuple? In the sense tuples are immutable and tuples are flexible to use. Okay, so
yeah.
Here you might get one doubt. Let me remove this step and copying. Let me remove and let me print C. And can you see the value? ZIP at 0x2700AC5. Some value is there. So this is the ZIP value. Can we able to read it? Can we guess the what exactly it is telling? So we cannot read a ZIP value, we cannot read a map value, we cannot read any values like this. So if you want to read the values like this type of values, if you want to read, you have to convert it to either a list or a tuple or a set. I will say okay, I can try to convert. So we'll take one more variable and let us try to convert to any data types. You can take dictionary, list, tuple, set, any data type you can take. And then what you have to tell it. So what we are converting? This variable, this zip variable we are converting. Inside the list, we have to give this one, and then this one we have to print it. Now you can see inside the list, the tuple elements are there. Inside the list, the tuple.
Write in place of list tuple.
So tuple, one parenthesis will add. See? So parenthesis will add. Set flower braces will add. Okay. So I think for dictionary, 1, A, 2, B. So we can, if you want to see a zip value, you have to convert that variable to any data type. It could be a list, tuple, set, or a dictionary. Okay, any data type you have to convert. So this is mean by zip. Zip in the sense. So if anyone is asking you, can you zip the value? In the sense, zip is nothing but combining the multiple values, combining the multiple iterables. So how to unzip? So we zip the values. We combine all them together, but how to unzip them? So we have to use the function. One more variable you have to declare, and you have to use the zip function, and then to unpacking, we are unpacking. To unpack, to unzip, we have to use the asterisk star where the zip values are stored into the D. into the variable D, the zip values are stored. So I am want to unzip those. So that is the reason I used here zip of the star and the name of the variable. So if I am telling, let me copy this. If I am telling print X, so what I am getting here? Error. Int object is not iterable. Int object is not iterable. It is telling. If you want to unzip also, you have to convert it. You have to convert it to any other data type. If you want to zip or unzip, you have to convert it to any other data type. Like set, I am converting set of X and then I am printing Y. So int object is not iterable. It is telling. Let me take some set. See, because that is dictionary key and values, and I am unzipping them. So it is not understanding properly. When I told set,
And unzip every separate chip and chip. So
not like that. Not like that. Those are keys and values. Dictionary. Here I zip the values with keys and values. So when I am unzipping, it is not understanding. So that is the reason I changed the data type here. Okay. So different data types also we can use. So see, we know that set won't follow the order. Set is unordered. List is ordered. See, it is following order. Set is not following the order. If I am telling here list, you can see the order. 1, 2, 3, ABC. How I declare? The same output I got. Unzipping is nothing but it will give the same output. How we declare the values like that only will get. Zipping means, zipping in the sense it will combine the multiple values. Okay, multiple zip is used to combine multiple iterables. Okay, this is zip and unzip. Can you try for any, can you use any one example to zip and unzip? So, Joshua, can you try it?
Yeah,
Zip and
yeah,
unzip.
yeah, I'll try. Okay,
Take any example and can you try it?
okay.
values will be of
Any
so
any data type. You can take any data type for declaration. When you are declaring any data type, you can take.
V is equal to
3:14. So you have the time till 3:18. So 4 minutes you have.
then should be same. The can means number.
Yeah, the length should be same. You have to follow the length should be the both variables. It follow the length, same length it should follow.
I have sent the this one zip,
Which
how
check?
to zip the values. This is correct, right?
Yeah, it's fine. Correct.
So unzip.
It's fine. So set want to follow any order, so it's correct.
This will be. This part now, I am in.
Hmm.
Chip will be.
Correct. Great. Good. So that is zip and unzip. So let us see one more example for zip and unzip. See here, the name, some names are there. Manjit, Nikhil, Shambhavi, Asta. And their roll numbers are there. And how many marks they scored, their marks are there. So this is the unzip format. Unzip format, right? So separate other unzip format. So I would like to combine Manjit 440 like that name, roll number, marks like that. I want to combine all of them together. So how I can do? Simply I can zip it. So mapped is a variable. We know that any variable we can take and we are zipping name, roll number and the marks. If I print map, I will get the zip value. This is the zip value 08 something. So as a human, this is the machine language, bit language. As a human, can we able to understand this bit language? We cannot understand.
No.
So that is the reason we have to convert these values to either any data type. Like any data type we have to we know that list, tuple, set, any data type we have to take. See, again I'm telling here mapped. Here already I used a variable which is map, and again I'm using the same variable. So nothing will happen. So now the new value will be this mapped value. So now it won't show me this value. Now new value I assign to this map. So I converted this to the set. So what should be my output for it? If I unzip
Chip 440.
If I zip this value, this should be my output. I'm telling here set of map. We know that set won't follow any order. This is unordered. If I'm telling list, 100% it will follow the order. The name mapped is not defined. Okay, I restarted the kernel. Is the reason it is telling mapped is not calling. So now you can see Manji 440, Nikhil 150. So I restarted the kernel. So how we can restart the kernel? You can go to the kernel, you can interrupt the kernel, or else you can restart the kernel. When you restart the kernel, whatever the values you printed before, so it will show the output. But again, when you are printing the sequence values, that time it will throw, it is not defined. So from starting to now, we have to print it if we are using the sequence of that values. Okay. And then unzipping the values. How to unzip? We know that we have to use the zip function and asterisk. To unzip the values, we have to use the zip function and asterisk. Okay. So anything, any name you can take. Anything, any variable you can take. So name, roll number, marks. So zip of start map, and then I am printing it. I'm printing what I am printing here. The unzip result /n. The after this one new line will become. After this I want one new line, and then the name list is the end should contain one spaces. The end should contain spaces, and then it should print names. Same. See the end. After this, it is containing one space, and then it is printing the values. Okay, unzip. So simply we can do. We can use set of names, roll number, marks, like that we can use. Okay. So like that you can do, or else like this also you can see. Simple 1111 we are printing. 111 we are printing. So simple way is to convert this to one data type, and we can print it. That is the best way, right? Compared to doing like this. So now that is about zip and unzip. Zip and unzip. Now we'll talk about the lambda functions. So we know that lambda functions are used for a short time period. Lambda functions are nameless functions or anonymous functions. We know that lambda functions are used for a short term period. So I want to see the square root of, not square root, square of 112. I want to see the square of 12. Simply, if I want to see the square of 12, I can use the loops. I can use the loops, or else directly I can use the lambda function. For loop, by using the for loop, we can find the square root. Sorry, exponential square. Square is different, square root is different. So 144 square root is 12. Square of 12 is 144. Both are different. So what it is telling here, lambda is a function. Simple, we can take one lambda and for what value you want to calculate. One assumption value we have to take, one assumption value, and then we are multiplying that assumption value. Multiplying that assumption value, and then you will, and then we are giving the value to the x value we are giving inside to it, then it will print a square of that. Okay, so by using the lambda function, very easy, without using the loops, you can see very short. The function is very short and will get the output very easily. So it won't occupy more space also. That is the best thing here. So map function. So in when we are using the lambda function, three things you have to remember. One is map, reduce, and filter. What does the map will do? So basically map function will take the single value and then what based on our requirement, whatever the value we are giving, it will multiply into it. So map function is a function, so that will work as a function, that will work as a list. Each element it will take and it will multiply to the element. So without using the for loop, we can generate the output. Okay. So variable we have 1 to 6 variables. So 1 to 6 variables we have. And what I am telling here, lambda of x 1 into 2 I am telling. 1 into 2, 2 into 2, 3 into 2, 4 into 2. So let me run this. But I got the output as the same values I got the output. Same values. So the difference, do you observe the difference? Nothing, no difference. See, we converted these values to the string. The output is string format now. So the output is string format. So if I am removing the string, only map of values if I tell, so type error it is telling map must have at least two. When you are using the map function, you have to give at least two arguments. Two inputs you have to give. If you are not giving two arguments, definitely it will throw the error. What error it is? Type error. So it's converted this list of elements inside the list, whatever the elements are presented, it's converted to the string. So each element inside the list, each element is converted to the list string. So inside the list, each element is converted to the string. Okay, like map will work like a for loop. So without using the for loop, if you want to get any output, we can get it by using the map functions. So it will iterate each element, it will iterate like a for loop. Okay. So and then filter. So filter function returns true false.
What is Why is not updating this function x is equal to?
See here we are converting to the string value. So the final motto here is to convert this value to the string value. So that one all that's it did. Okay. So
But x into 2 is there. It should perform that operation.
I'm not printing anything. I'm not printing anything here. So finally it will print result. I'm not telling anything. So the final thing it will print this one. Whatever the last is there, that will print this only. Okay.
If we not use lambda, then also it will.
Where is it? This one only, no?
Um,
Not this. Now you can see. Now you can we got the output right. 1 into 2, 2. 2 into 2, 4. 3 into 2, 6. 4 into 2, 8. So what does exactly map function needed? Exactly it wants two arguments. Here, see lambda is one argument, value is one argument. We know that if we are not printing anything and if you want to give multiple values like this, that time the last thing only it will print. The previous one it will forget. If you want to print this also, you have to use print statement. Now, can you able to see the output? What the difference? What exactly map will do? It will go to the each iteration and it will like work as a for loop. But instead of using the for loop, with a short line, we can print the whatever the value things we want, we can print it. Even we can add the values, we can divide the values, we can subtract the values. So this is about map and the filter function. So basically the filter function returns true or false iterables. Filter functions basically returns true or false iterables. So what it is it will tell we'll see. So based on the filters, let's say I want to see out of 1 to 20. The range is from 1 to 20. Okay. Among 1 to 20, I would like to see only the even numbers. Only the even numbers from 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 18. So how many are there? 9 are there. Out of 20, I want to see the only even numbers. 9 I will get. So that 9, whatever the values are there, 2, 4, 6. So like that it will give the output. Okay, based on the criteria, it will filter the output. Okay, it will filter the output based on our criteria. I hope you understand. So to find the even numbers, like we can tell even numbers, odd numbers, in normal, can you find the even numbers, odd numbers means what you will do? Not only you, everyone they will use the for loops to find the even numbers and odd numbers. So by using the lambda functions, by using the filter in lambda function, by using the filter, we can find evens and odd numbers. Okay? Clear why we will use the filter?
Just a minute.
See, variable is having 1 to 6 values. So I am telling, so I used here filter function and then lambda functions for short term period I am using here. So now the x values will be, it will iterate from 1 to 6. 1 is divided by 2. 1 is divided by 2 and that value. And then next 2 divided by 2. So now here it is not working. This is
the print also.
see 1 is divided by 2.
1.
1 is divided by 2.
1 by 2 now. 71. Reminder.
Okay. Only we got here the odd numbers 1, 3, 5. Among them, even numbers it left the even numbers and it printed only the odd numbers. Odd numbers it printed. This is the first condition. And in the second condition, so x is greater than 50. So if x is greater than 50, the list of range, if it is greater than 50, it should print from 51 to 99. See, we are telling this is not related to this condition. This is not related to these two are separate. This is separate. Okay. Filter the value. If the value x value is greater than 15, it should print nearly 100 values, up to 100 values, 50 to 100 values. So it will start from 51 and it will end at the 99. So if you want to print a number from 1 to 99, how you will print? For loop you will use for I in range of 1 comma 100. 1 comma 100 and print I. So it will print from 1 to 99. So without using the for loop, if we use this type of thing, filter functions in lambda function, we can print it like this. Okay.
What's the difference between map and filter?
So map will take each iteration. So each iteration and it will print the output for all the elements into the list. And when it comes to the filter, so it will take each element in the list, but based on the criteria, it will give you the output. Okay, map will give the output for each and every element in the list, but filter will give you the output only for the matched criteria. Okay. Understand? See,
Yeah, Pratyusha.
here it is giving the output for each and every element in the list. But when it comes to the, reverse, map will give the output for each and every element in the list. But when it comes to the filter, so it will iterate each and every element. It will iterate each and every element. But when it comes to the output, based on the matched criteria, it will generate the output.
So writing in place of this percentage is then in place of percentage I need to.
Can you see the output? It's working. It's not working. 1, 2, 3, 4, same it's repeated.
Yeah.
See, the filter is what filter you are telling based on the filters. So we are dividing by 2 here. We are dividing by 2. When the remainder is 0, that time it should print even numbers. So otherwise it should give the odd number like that. But here we are using the asterisk, like multiplying. So it is not taking any filter here. Filter is different, map is different. So now we'll see the reduce. So reduce function we'll see. So to use the function reduce, we have to import it. What does it mean by import and everything we'll see once we enter into the concept of packages and modules. Okay, what the import will do and how it has to use, everything we'll see once we enter into the concept of modules and packages. So from the function tools, we are importing the package called reduce, function called reduce, package called reduce. So from the function tool, from where we are importing, from function tools, import reduce. The same, some list of values we have been used here 1 to 6, and I am telling x comma y reduce of x comma y and x into y and the value. After that print the value. What it is telling here? 1 into 2 in like reduce, basically what it will do is, you know factorial. What is the factorial of 5?
5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1.
120. So like that,
Yes.
each and inside the list, each and every element it will multiply. 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6. So here six elements are there. So I think we'll get the output as 120 only. 5 is 30, 3, 4, 30, 34 is 120, 140. 140 will get output here. So let's see. So basically reduce function will reduce the values. Reduce the values. It will multiply in this condition, it will multiply each and every element inside the list and it will give you a single value in the output. Single value it will generate in the output. So here you can see x into y, x comma y, x into y, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6. So this is the first thing. This is the output. Let me print it. This is the output. 140 something, 140 or 120 will come as the output. In the second function, so up to how many values it should add? 1 plus 1 to 99 values it will add and it will give you a single value. So this one also will print it. 1 to 99 values it will print. So from we cannot count it 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 99 values it will sum up. See 720. 720, how come it's 6 5 is 30, 34 is 120, 123 is 260, 260, 262 is 720. Correct. We are not knowing maths. Okay. If you are facing any issue, if you are not knowing how to use the reduce function, how to use the filter function, how to use the map function, you can ask the help of reduce. Let me take one more new cell. We will ask help of filter. So when you run, you can see. So what is a filter? So what is a reduce? Here you can see. So help on built-in. Reduce is a what type of function also it is giving. Reduce is a built-in function and we imported it from the module function tool. So how many arguments it should accept? Reduce 1, 2 arguments. It is asking 2 arguments are mandatory. So apply a function of 2 arguments cumulatively. So the cumulative in the sense continuously it will count. Continuously it will add the value. Cumulative in the sense repeatedly the values are adding cumulatively to the items of sequence of iterable from left to right. It is adding the value from left side to the right side. See, here we are telling lambda of x comma y, x plus y, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are there. It will calculate the sum of 1 plus 2, 2 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 5, 15. So like that the count will go. And then finally the output should be in a single value. Okay. So and then the filter. So filter also a built-in function. Filter also a built-in function. So filter function also it will accept. It has to be 2 arguments. So it returns an iterator yielding those items of iterable for which functions so is true. So based on the function, if it is true, it will return the output. So if it is true, returns the items that are true. Whatever the items are true, that items it will return. So how it has to return self, name. So everything is there. Everything we can ask help. And then if you want to ask, if you want to take any help from, so better we can ask anything, any help from like this only. We'll ask help of. It will explain more. If you are asking here only means it will explain more. About filter, we take help of map, how to use the map, how to declare a map. to help on map object. To make an iterator that computes the function using argument from each of the iterable. Stop when the shortest iterable is exhausted. So when the iteration is done, so it will stop the map. So map, how it will return the output? Each and every element it will take, and then if you are based on the requirement, it will calculate the output. But in the output, whatever the values we are giving, the same like same quantity of elements it will come. Same quantity, same length of elements it will return. And when it comes to the filter, based on the if it achieved the target in the sense it made the satisfied the condition. If the condition is true, then only it will return the output. Okay. So and when it comes to the reduce function, if number of elements are there, each number of elements it will add or it will multiply or it will sum and it will generate a single output. Single output. Okay. So one clear picture you have to remember when we are using the map filter reduce functions. So now I will give you a simple, tomorrow we'll talk about the remaining